Hello everyone, and here we are going to solve a very interesting problem. And I didn't find a better solution on the YouTube, and there's one solution on the YouTube, the solution video, and the solution is in the Python. So I thought to make a video over it. So let's just have it. So this problem is on the lead code, sorry, InterviewBit, and the problem is longest subarray length. Remember, this question is on the InterviewBit. You will find same question on the lead code as well, but the problem is different than the InterviewBit. And let's just see what problem states. Okay, so what we need to find is, we are given an array. Let us suppose I have this array. Okay, I have given an elements like 0, 1, 1, 0, 0 and 1. This is my array, and I have given I have numbers in the format of 1 and 0. So what I need to return is, I need to find the maximum length of the subarray which has count of 1 is more than count of 0. Okay, so you need to find a subarray which has the maximum count 1 than the 0. If I'm just looking into this example, so हम लोगों को given है कि this would be my first subarray, then this would be my first subarray, like this. If I will just go like this, okay, this would be a subarray, and there would be lots of subarray. All right. So I need to find a subarray. First condition, what I need to find a subarray which has count of 1 greater than count of 0. This is my first condition. I need to find this first, and after that I have to return the longest length. Okay, the longest length of the subarray which will have the count of 1 greater than the count of 0. What we can do in this question? There would be no approach of this question. You will not find any approach. But I will just convert this problem into a very standard problem, and the problem is that you already have solved that problem. Let us suppose I have given an array like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And I have given a sum also, and this sum is like 10. Okay. Then what I need to return is, I need to find the length of the longest subarray which has the sum 10. Right? I need to find the longest subarray which has sum 10, which has sum equals to 10. Right? So this is a very standard problem on the lead code, on the GFG. You will find this problem on the lead code and the GFG. This is the standard problem, and we can easily solve it. All right. So what would I do in the first approach of this question? I will just convert all the zeros of this array into the -1. Let me do this. Like here I am going, and my updated array would be like this. What I'm saying, I will just convert all the 0 to the -1. Okay, so here we go, -1, 1, 1, 0, and oh sorry, -1, and this is -1. Okay, now my updated array would be like this. Now the question, this problem has been resolved into the standard problem, which is this. In this question, we have given a sum, and we need to find the longest subarray length which has the sum equals to 10. Now, as I have converted all the zeros to the -1, now this problem has been converted to the problem which will state, now I need to find the longest subarray which has sum equals to 1. You just do the dry run. Okay. Let us suppose this is my subarray. -1, 1 and 1. What is the sum? The sum is 1. Okay. My sum is 1. And if you will look carefully, then you will get to know that it has more 1 than -1. And what is actually -1? -1 is actually 0. I have updated it. Okay, this is my updated. But what is actually given to us, which is this, right? And I'm saying now, if the sum would be equals to, if there would be any subarray whose sum is equals to 1 now, that will satisfy my this condition. That is, the count of the 1 should be the count equals to 0. Hope you are getting this point, right? So now, अभी तक हमने क्या किया? हमारे पास सबसे पहले एक array given थी. ओके, हमारे पास एक array given थी. हमको फाइंड करना था कि काउंट ऑफ 1 should be greater than count of 0. Alright, this we have to find. And I have converted this problem into a standard problem, that is sum equals to 1. So now I need to find the subarray which has the longest subarray which has the sum equals to k. What I have done, I have just simply converted all the zeros to the -1. Okay. Now what would be the approach of this question? This is the explanation of the question, and now how would we think this question? The approach is simple. This is my experience. This is not any hard and fast rule, but you can keep this in your mind, not every time, but you can think about it. Whenever you will get a condition in the question, like the question is explaining, like the question is asking, like you need to find a sum longest, like you need to find count of the subarrays, alright, along with the difference. It may be the difference, it may be the sum, it may be the division, it may be the multiplication. Whenever you will get a condition in the question in which you will have to keep the track of the indices, and a particular, either it is sum, difference, whatever it is. Whenever in the question you have to keep a track of this condition, you will have to keep the track of sum or either difference along with the indices. You can only, you should think only about the map, because map is the only thing which will store your sum or difference along with the indices. It can store, and this would be the optimal solution for every problem where you will get such condition. You need to keep the track of the sum and difference along with the indices. Alright, so what I will do in this question, I will just simply declare a map. So how will I approach this question ahead? So like, let us suppose, hope it is visible. Now my updated array would be like -1, 1, 1, -1, and this is -1. Okay, this is my updated subarray. Let me check this one more time. Okay, so what we have done till now, we have converted all the zeros of the array, and my arrays, it was my given array, that is 0, 1, 1, and 0, 0, 1. This was my given array, and what I have done is I have updated it into the form like all the zeros into the -1. Okay, this is -1, this is -1, and 1. As I have told you that we are going to use the map in this particular question. So what will I do? Now I will just keep a check of this condition. Let us suppose, what is this? This is my current sum of the array. And let us suppose what I have told you, that the question has been solved into the problem where we need to find the longest subarray which has a sum longest subarray which has a sum equals to 1. Okay, so we will check this condition, like this would be a current sum of the array and this would be the 1. Okay, so now just look into this example, and we have like -1. Okay, my current sum is -1 and it is occurring only, and I will check this. Okay, -1 is -1, that is -2. It is not existing into the map. Okay, I will just keep a track of 1. Okay, now my current sum is -1 plus 1, that is 0. Okay, now we'll check the condition 0 minus 1, and it is -1, and -1 is already existing into the map. It has already existed into the map. Okay, so I will just update its value to the 2. And what does it indicate now? It is indicating that there is some subarray which has a sum equals to 1, and yeah, it is. If you will just look into this, and this is my subarray which has a sum equals to 1. Okay, so this is my first subarray. Okay, but we need to find the maximum length. Okay, so now 0 is 1. 0 is 1. Now I will one more time. It is 1. Okay, now just current sum is 1, and I will just check sum minus k, that is current sum is 1 and k is 1 minus 1, that is 0. 0 is already existing into the map. Okay, and I will just update its value to the 2. Now what does it indicate? Now it is again indicating that there is some subarray which will has the sum equals to 1. Okay, so now this is my subarray. If you will carefully looking into this array, now this subarray is -1, 1 plus 1. So like this, we will continue with the current sum, and we will just update the index value. Okay, and then we will have to return the maximum subarray length. Hope you have got the intuition of this question. We will just keep the track in the map of the current sum, and we will just check this condition. Okay, so now let's just move to the coding. Okay, so now just look into the coding part of this question. I can't do the live coding because I don't have this kind of setup, but this is correct code and you will get everything. Okay, so we have given an array, that is A, and I have declared the size of the array and int n equals to a dot size. I have just simply run a for loop, and what I have told you that I will convert all the 0 to the minus 1. Okay, so I have just run the for loop, and whenever I will get the 0, I will just update it with the minus 1. This is my first step. Okay, then I have told you that I will keep the track of the current sum. Int sum equals to 0 will keep the track of the current sum. Then after I have declared the map. Okay, int maxi equals to 0. What will this particular integer do? It will give us the maximum length of the subarray, because there would be so many subarray which will have a sum equals to 1, but we need to find the maximum. So int max equals to 0 will keep the track of the longest subarray length. Now I have just done the for loop, and this is my current sum plus equals to ai. Okay, whenever I will just get the sum equals to 1, I will just update my maxi to the I plus 1. Okay, this is my first condition. Now the next condition is mp.find sum is equals to mp.end. What does it mean? What does this line mean? This line means that the sum is not existing into the map. Then, so what will I do? I will just update the value of that particular sum into the map. Okay. Then I have told you to check this condition, sum minus k. Now see, mp.find sum minus k is not equals to mp.end. See, during the try run, I was just checking this condition, sum minus k, and here we need to find the subarray which has a sum equals to 1. So k is what? 1. Okay, so mp.find sum minus 1 is not equals to mp.end. What does this mean? That the sum is already existing into the map. So what will I do? If the sum is already existing into the map, if you will just remember the dry run, if the sum is already existing into the map, then what does this mean? That this means that there is some subarray which has a sum equals to 1. And yes, there is some subarray. This condition means that there is some subarray which has a sum equals to 1. So I will just update as this condition will keep the track of all the subarray, but we need to return the maximum. So maxi equals to maxi I minus mp sum minus 1. This will return us the maximum subarray length, and at the end we will just simply return the maxi. Okay, so there are 3 steps of this question. First of all, we will convert all the 0 to the minus 1. Then after, we will just keep the track of the current sum, and if the current sum is not present into the map, we will just simply update the value. If this condition sum minus k is existing into the map, what does this mean? This means that there is some subarray which has a sum equals to 1. Okay, as we have seen in the dry run. Okay, so and the maxi will keep the track of this condition will give us the all the subarray length, all the subarray length which has sum equals to 1, but we need to return the maximum. That is why this maxi will give us the I have written this maxi because this maxi will give us the longest subarray length. So this is the condition, this is the code, and hope you have understood the code, and thank you so much for watching the video.